Hey guys, so we are finally here. We have the Super Vegito LF Purple Super Vegito's ZENKAI Awakening. Full details here. Gonna be it's either gonna be a massive miss, or it's gonna be a massive hit from them. There's no in between here. There's no like, oh, you know, you could have been better. Either they nailed this or they didn't. So we're gonna have to see here exactly how they did this. So in terms of the stats, right? Typically what they do with LF Zenkais is they typically give them very high stats. So we're taking a look here at Super Vegito. I'm actually going to be comparing him to LF Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who's really the last, I would say, like really standout LF Zenkai character. So obviously this guy's stats, I do not expect Super Vegito stats to be on par with this guy. This guy has some of the most insane stats in the entire game. 300,000 blast, his strike attack's actually pretty high as well, and then his defenses are insane. But Super Vegito's stats are actually pretty good, considering all the buffs he's getting already from his kit. 288,000 strike attacks, his main offensive stat is very high, almost 290,000. 263,000 blast is not bad, and then his defenses are 188 and 185, so I'm definitely content with this. The one thing I will say for sure, though, is that this guy's going to be insane. Just like these stats alone are going to help him a lot, because prior to Zenkai, his stats were nowhere even close to this. I think he was like 240 something strikes. So yeah, massive boost for Vegito in terms of the stats here. Okay, so let's see. The main ability, I didn't really expect them to actually change much here. The one thing I said I would maybe see them doing is increasing the amount of timer counts that he gets card draw speed for, or they add cancels buff effects to this as well instead of just attribute upgrades. So 30 key or 30% health, 50 key. I don't expect that to change at all. Nope. And then the damage, 30% damage for 20 counts, actually goes to 30 counts. Okay, so he has a longer period of time where he's getting the damage buff. Actually, this did go up. Okay, so he has 30 timer counts of card draw speed from his main ability. So from 10, think about how much of a difference that makes. Because with 10 timer counts, that's pretty much only going to last you the current switch in for Vegito, right? You pop the main ability, you get the 10 timer counts. You're not going to be seeing the effects of that when you switch out and then come back in. But with 30 timer counts of card draw speed, you can use this when he's on the battlefield, make use of the card draw speed, switch out, switch back in, and you'll still have the card draw speed there. So that's definitely a big difference there. Alright, so 40% for 20 counts. The one thing I wanted them to do with this is make this a permanent buff and make it uncancelable. There's no reason why this has to be 20 counts only. They did not change that, okay. And it looks like... Oh yes, they actually did do this. Nice. So they changed this from 15 timer counts to 20. That's actually exactly what I said in my video yesterday, breaking this guy's kit down, was if they're going to leave this at 20 timer counts, at least they can just make this 20, right? The fact that this is shorter than this makes no sense at all, and it looks like that's exactly what they did. So that's very good. It looks like these effects did not change at all. Yeah, those are the same. But then he gained an ultimate arts card effect. So when he draws the ultimate arts card, he gains a minus 50% to enemy sustained damage cut effect for 20 counts, a buff for himself. Remember, that affects his other cards, right? So if you use the main ability and you draw the ultimate card, your other, strikes and blasts that you're using in the combo are going to also have that negative 50% to enemy sustained damage cut buff effect on them. That actually does make a pretty big difference. Alright, so the second unique ability, 30% strike attack against regeneration. Looks like that is the same. This looks like it's the same, knocks back enemy to long range. Yeah, against your strike guards, yep, combo with the blue card. And then 10% damage by allies. Has that always been that way? No. Whoa. Okay, that's a massive buff. So he buffs his whole team instead of just buffing himself when the enemy uses an arts card. Remember, back when this guy came out, this was the main way that he gained his damage, was from the enemy using cards. He'd be able to just sit there and eat them and then gain all this damage. Well, guess what? Now your whole team gets to get the effects of that as well. That actually is a really significant change. This, I think up until now, everything we've looked at, this is definitely the biggest buff we've seen in his kit. Like, that is crazy. Okay. I definitely did not see that one coming at all. The first unique ability is going to be, or the first unique ability from the Zenkai buff is going to be a fighter beyond comparison. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. He gets 30 ki. He draws 1 card randomly when you have 3 or fewer cards, and then he gets 1 card draw speed for level for 10 counts. Remember, this is going to be able to stack on top of the main ability arts card draw speed buff there. This is a very good unique ability. This is, I mean, this reminds me a lot of the purple Super Saiyan 3 Goku's Zenkai, kind of, where he draws a card when he switches in, he gets ki back. But this guy gets card draw speed on top of that. So that's pretty insane. And then the fourth unique ability here, Fusion Between Rivals, applies the following effects to self when battle starts. So he gets 30% extra damage inflicted, 15% reduced damage received, and -3 to arts cost. I'm telling you guys right now, the main thing that people are going to overlook about this guy's kit from his Zenkai is this. You realize how ridiculous the -3 to arts cost is when you have card draw speed baked into your kit in addition to double card draw speed? Double card draw speed with -3 to arts cost is actually really, really big. That's a really big, that's a big change. So, I mean, if you take a look at what he's actually getting here, he's getting 40% here. He's getting 30% here, plus he's getting extra damage here depending on what he draws, with card draw speed, plus the fact that he's drawing a card when he enters the battlefield, on top of his stats. Yeah, this guy's going to be insane. Plus he's also getting 30% damage for 30 counts from his main ability. And he's removing buffs. Okay, pretty good so far. So it looks like the blue card did not change. Yeah, it was the same, 30 ki. Okay. And then the green card reduces damage received by 20% for 20. 25 seems like it's longer than it used to be. What it used to be, 15. Yeah, so it's 10 more seconds. Actually, that's pretty good. Because now if you stack this, and then this is 25 seconds as well for the ki recovery. Okay. 25. This also went up. 25 timer counts? No, it's the same. So if you stack this, actually, did the percent go up? No. If you stack the 20% reduced damage received buffed on top of what he already has, he's actually going to get 35% reduced damage received. Keep in mind, if you run I think one of the optimal builds for Fusion Warriors is you have to run an HP bench. Plus, this guy at 14 stars is going to be getting an HP buff for the whole team for whatever reason they decided to do that for his Z ability. So he's going to have a lot of health. His unique equipment comes with a massive boost to his defenses because it's a pure buff for I think it's per Fusion Warrior battle member. So this guy's going to be very, very tanky, which is good because that plays into this. Okay. So the ultimate looks like it did not change at all, which is fine. I don't think the ultimate needed to get a buff at all. Nullifies endurance, 40% ultimate damage, blast armor. It's pretty standard. Ultimate for an LF character. And then his Zenkai ability is Purple Saiyans. Okay. Did not expect Purple Saiyans. Why? Why not just give him Fusion Warrior? I mean, okay, so that's obviously a much better Zenkai ability than I thought they were going to give him, because I thought they were going to give him Purple Fusion Warriors, which makes more sense to me, but Purple Saiyan. So the only thing I could really see that being a little bit annoying for is if, like, let's say they come out with like a really overpowered busted purple Gotenks. That purple Gotenks is not going to be getting the buff from this because he's not a Saiyan. But I would gladly take this over the purple Fusion Warrior buff. Obviously Purple Saiyan's much better. This guy's going to be able to get Zenkai buffed a decent amount, right? I mean, him, Purple Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Purple Vegeta. Let me actually just quickly pull up the amount of... Because, dude, there's so many purple Zenkais in this game. It feels like every Zenkai's purple. Alright, let's just see. Zenkai. So, be getting a buff from... Obviously his own buff, right? So that's 1. 2, 3. Is that it? I think that's probably it, right? Yeah, that's it. So 3 times Zenkai buff for this character. And then remember, if you have at 14 stars, he's getting the 30% strike attack and defense and 12% max health. This guy is a monster. In terms of how good he'll actually be, I don't think it's actually gonna be pretty difficult to tell until we use him, because it's all gonna be dependent on this and also this, right? Remember, this is where he's getting most of his damage. Honestly, the fact that this is buffing allies, I don't know why they did this. Like, that's it's insanely powerful. The fact that he's buffing his whole team, like, the enemy could, like, let's say the enemy's just like using like 4 or 5 cards. That's a 50% damage buff to your whole team. Granted, it only lasts for 15 timer counts, but I think that this is going to make the biggest difference out of everything we've seen. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what he's able to do actually in game. So that's Super Vegito Zenkai. Let me know down below what you guys think about that. We have some story events coming out. We have the 2 Super Vegito events. Obviously, one's the Battle Gauntlet, and then one is just his own event for the Z Power. We have the Rising Battle coming back for Red Vegito. Potential Zenkai for Red Vegito. Hopefully, at some point that does happen. Ultra Space Time Rush is getting reset, and then we are getting another raid against Rosé, which is, I assume, going to be the same format as the one we had against Broly. The one thing I hope they do is I hope they increase the health of the boss, because that Broly died in like 1 day. So please fix that. So this is the Super Vegito story event here. Looks like you'll be able to get this new equipment from here as well. And then once you clear the 4th battle, you'll be able to grab 100 Z power for Vegito. And looks like they're actually going to add the unique equipment here as well. So that's good, because it's a very good unique equipment. So that's that. Battle Gauntlet, self-explanatory. Make sure you guys farm this up. It's free stuff. And then there's missions. Honestly, I looked through this for a second. It looks to me like you're going to be able to pick up like close to, if not if, like 1800 Z power for Super Vegito. That's insane. Think about how much Z power they gave out for like Goten and Super Saiyan 3 Goku. It was not even anywhere remotely close to this. So this is very generous by them, I would say. Like, just getting... Look how much Z power they're giving out. This is all free for Legends Limited characters. That's like almost impossible to pull. Definitely, if you don't take advantage of this, like I don't know what to tell you. This is you have to do all these missions. You absolutely must. And then we have the Awakening missions for the Battle Gauntlet stuff. Actually, no, this is just, related to other stuff. Just like playing the game, right? KO characters, win using Majin Buu Saga characters, Tournament of Power, PvP, stuff like that. Okay, so that makes sense. Yeah, just play the game and Zenkai them. That's pretty much what they're telling you to do. This is the Raid versus Rosé missions here. Typical, just play it 30 times, get rewards. If I were you, I would do this as quickly as possible, because who knows how long this is going to last. We have some new pieces of equipment as well. We have a new unique equipment, actually. This is for the Majin Buu Saga. So again, like I said in my video yesterday, they've been going through these sagas, right? We had Frieza Saga, we had Saiyan Saga, we had Cell Saga. Now we're moving on to the Majin Buu Saga. So we'll see what they end up doing here soon, if they're going to continue the theme of the Majin Buu Saga or not. But Ki recovery up to 15%. I would say that that's pretty good, but it's not like, whoa or anything like that. 15% to strike and blast defense is good. I think the GT one has 20, if I'm not mistaken. The Super Saiyan 4 Goku one. Yeah, it has 20% to both, which I think definitely is a bit better. But then this one only has 30% to base strike attack, whereas this one has 35%. So this is more offensively based for sure than the GT one. I think I probably would say that I like the GT one a bit better, just because of the fact that it goes 20% to both defenses. But this one absolutely is a monstrous piece of equipment as well. Probably a best in slot equipment for Super Vegito, if I had to say that. So I would definitely prioritize farming this if you guys have the resources. Next, we have this Awakened equipment here. This is for, I believe, Future. Yep. So, a billion characters can use this. Definitely a lot of strike attack, up to 30%. This is an equipment, by the way, that actually has a negative stat value for blast defense. I think this is actually going to be a negative buff. I think DBZ Spaces does not know how to read like negative buffs correctly, but this is, I think, going to be a negative buff, up from 1 to 5%, and then you're going to be getting up to 20% strike defense and then 20% of blast attack. So this is a pretty solid piece of equipment. It's kind of like a mixed bag, right? You're going to be able to get some blast attack, some strike attack, and then some defense. So it's kind of just like everything. Definitely not a bad option for anyone on the future team. Then we have this Rescued Saiyans equipment. I think this is going to be the PvP reward this season, just because there's no area to actually get this on here. So we have special move damage up to 10%, and then we have both defenses. It looks like you're able to get one of each on here. So it's a lot of defense. I think this is an equipment that they're intending you to use with the green Broly, just because the special move damage. This is for movies and Saiyans. Okay, so you could use this on this yellow Goku. Obviously, Goku and Vegeta can use this. Yeah. Not a bad piece of... I mean, honestly, Goku and Vegeta, this would be a pretty decent one for them, because they're stacking up their special move damage every single time. Defensively, I think they're a really good unit to build defensively. So, not a bad equipment at all. And then last but not least, we have the Fusion Warrior one. It's actually Fusion Warrior plus Super Saiyan, so it's only going to be pretty much just Super Vegito and Super Gogeta, plus, you know, Super Saiyan Gotenks, and then if you have the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie transforming Gogeta as well. This one actually is pretty decent looking. It has special move damage up to 10%, strike attack up to 20%, and then health. Health is always going to be super valuable on the Fusion Warrior team because you always have that Super Vegito Z ability. Well, assuming you have about 14 stars, which probably not a lot of people have, but health is going to be important on that team if you have Super Vegito 14 stars, because it's always going to be a higher number, so the base health is going to help that. So that is everything I think that we have in this download here. So let me know down below what you guys think about the Super Vegito ZENKAI kit. Definitely looking forward to using him, and we'll make sure that that showcase gets put up ASAP. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.